You're watching KTRE 9 News, your East Texas news leader.
Good evening to you, East Texas. Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Michelle Reed, in for Christelle. A Nacogdoches man was electrocuted early this morning while working on machinery at a Pilgrim's Pride plant. East Texas News 9's Cheyenne Simpson joins us now live in the studio. So Cheyenne, what can you tell us about the incident and what happens now?
Here, as you can see over my shoulder, all the traffic has been switched, the new northbound bridge.
Hundreds of people are packing into Ellen Trout Zoo right about now to see Lufkin's 9th annual fireworks extravaganza light up the sky.
The rain is starting to pick up a little bit, which might make it difficult for you to see if you are driving on some darker roads out here in Nacogdoches County. All right, sounds awesome. Well, good luck to you. And like I said earlier, the SIF show is going on right now, so the broiler show will start right after that ends, and hopefully we'll get to see how Haley's chickens do. Back to you, Christelle. Now, Bridges says they are still looking at more evidence off of Facebook, which is why they haven't made any arrests just yet. But he says at least one of those suspects will be facing criminal charges.
He says the family is overjoyed with the new federal investigation and hope the strange details revolving around Alfred's death will finally come to light. In Lufkin.
Christelle, investigators told me earlier they have very little details as to why Horace Jackson would come into this nursing home behind me and kill his wife before killing himself.
An update for you now. A lawsuit has been filed against Georgia Pacific in an attempt to gain answers into April's plant explosion. Well, the countdown is over. High school football has officially started. A former Shelby County constable has now been linked to a crime involving him and a businessman allegedly stealing drugs from a police evidence room.
As you can see, she's small, but looks can be deceiving.
It's been beautiful weather for all those ALS ice bucket challenges, but it looks like we might be getting some rain this week. Let's go now to Chief Meteorologist Brad Lozak for more.
Things are definitely starting to move out here. There's a lot of trucks coming in and out of here. And
pretty excited for that red zone. We had a great time shooting it last year, so looking forward to it this year.
It is here. Football is here.
Football is here.
The statewide trend, Angelina and Nacogdoches counties are seeing significant improvements in the jobless rates for the month of March.
The ice on the bridges from Moscow to Livingston has melted, but there still are some problem areas of snow and ice that is causing some unaware drivers to slip inside.
We'll meet our gentle giant. East Texas News 9's Leah Hughes shares Kaiser's story in tonight's Best Furry Friends.
And reductions could potentially eliminate the Texas National Guard's presence here in our community. While we do have a couple more years until this all happens, there are definitely going to be some big changes here in our community, not only in Lufkin, but in surrounding areas.
In the New York City neighborhood of Chelsea, prices for services usually start at $150 and can run as high as $800. $800
Wow.
for a haircut.
That's got to be a good haircut.
Can you imagine?
Now, this ditch right over here is the last place that Cook was seen alive. Authorities say he was shot 3 times before he made the 500-yard trek down here to this ditch.
Now, Michelle?
Yeah, Christelle, this has just become a big old mess for law enforcement officials and the DA. And today I spoke to several residents, most who refused to go on camera. But from what I was told, they feel as if they are stuck in the middle of a he said, she said fight and tell me they are just tired of it.
It's definitely a waste. Yes, they need to get together because we caught in the middle. We're the ones that having to pay the bills.
It all began with this July 8th article where Shelby County Sheriff Willis Blackwell is quoted as saying, quote, "Low bonds are being set and their dealers are getting them out. This just has to change. I feel that they need to have at least 10 trials a year on drug dealers. Until the people of the county demand the elected officials do what they are supposed to do, nothing is going to help." Chief of Police Jim Albers is quoted as agreeing with this sentiment. The argument started off about the increase in PCP users in Shelby County and has now become a printed feud between the 2 largest law enforcement agencies in the county and the DA. On Friday, District Attorney Ken Florence issued this statement saying, quote, "2 very major drug cases have been improperly investigated by these departments so that the cases cannot be prosecuted by a court of law." He goes on to say he would love trials for these alleged PCP criminals, but he only sees, quote, "lower-level dime-bag state jail felony-type cases." Searching for answers, we paid a visit to Florence to get a comment about his statement, and this is what we were told.
That's all he wants to give.
That's all he wants to give?
Yes.
A no comment from his secretary. We also reached out to Sheriff Blackwell, and after several attempts to reach him, we got this voicemail.
No, I don't have any comment for it. I'm not going to get into a match with the DA and his article.
And all 4 commissioners either declined an interview or just didn't pick up the phone.
I tried reaching out to the chief of police several times over the phone and even came over here to the police station. Each time I came over here, he was not at the station or was either busy. However, I did talk to a lieutenant who said he had no comment about the issue and refused to give me any contact information for the chief of police.
However, County Judge Rick Campbell had something to say.
And you know, all this bickering, you know, back and forth against one another ain't helping nothing.
Now, I still have not received a phone call back from the chief of police. I even paid a visit to the mayor and was told he was not in the office. I also called him and still have not received any sort of response. Live in the studio, Michelle Reed, KTRE, East Texas News 9.
I heard something hit the porch, boom, he was in the door. With his gun up just like that. Doing it like that, waving around. He said, "If you move, I'm gonna shoot you."
Sam Watts says it happened all so fast. He says the bullet knocked him down to the floor, but he felt nothing until Bobby Grubbs came over and shot him again.
It just about like pop. I could still hear good. And then when it popped, like this side went and caught a dub, but I could still hear on this side.
And all he could hear was Marilyn Redemar, the hotel clerk, and Martha Acevedo Chan, the housekeeper, screaming for their lives.
And she went to hollering, "Don't shoot her, don't shoot her." And it was just a second before I heard the gun pop. You could hear him kicking. I could hear that kicking again. "Is you dead? Is you dead?"
He says Marilyn played dead next to him as he gasped for air, praying to God for help. According to courtroom testimony, Bobby and Deidre Grubbs have been running from the law after tying up a Montgomery County woman, stealing her guns, jewelry, and money. The couple was trying to get to Louisiana before the car broke down, leaving them stranded at the Joaquin Country Inn. Sam says he saw the couple before the shooting, staring at him from their hotel room a couple rows down. That's when Bobby followed him to room 129, where he, Marilyn, and Martha were working, catching them all off guard, he says.
And he shot her. He didn't tell me nothing. He didn't say nothing. He just turned the gun on me like that and squares down on the trigger, and I know he finished shooting.
911. Yes, ma'am. I'm over here walking on train. I got shot. Hurry up, please. I got 3 people got shot.
You got shot?
Yes, ma'am. I'm in walking on train. Hurry up, please.
You're at the walking in?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm in the room 129. Hurry up.
Since the shooting, Sam has had to have extensive surgeries. He can no longer swallow on the right side of his throat and can barely hear out of his right ear. But he says he forgives the Grubbs.
I forgive them both because, you know, I call that devil's work. The devil wants you to do things for him. So when you do it, you're not doing it in your own, I call it mine. You're doing it for something else. And I'm not mad at either one of them because I'm just thankful that I'm still here.
Bones still litter the road as remnants of the black garbage bag the puppies were stashed in lie in a ditch right off County Road 2657.
But to see this is unusual.
In the town of Huxley, a quiet country life isn't unusual. And while many people use the county roads to dispose of trash, Shelby County investigator Kevin Wyndham says it's obvious. Finding a bag of puppies is disturbing.
There are ways to get rid of these puppies other than to kill them and throw them on the side of the roadway.
Now, this is the site of the dumping. I did try to talk to some residents who live nearby, and they say they're absolutely terrified and do not want to go on camera. However, one resident did share some pictures of the discovery with me. Now, those pictures are way too graphic for us to show on air, but what it looked like was there was at least 3 to 4 puppies inside that plastic bag.
One resident who actually discovered the pups told me via text message, quote, "Someone who would do this is capable of anything. And we are all shocked and very disturbed by this twisted act and lack of humanity involved." Wyndham, who lives near the town, says he understands why folks are scared.
Do you think they intended to kill them, or did they?
Yes, we believe they intended to kill them and also just to dispose of them, thinking that probably that they wouldn't be discovered.
In Shelby County, Michelle Reed, KTRE, East Texas News 9. The grieving process for Rosalind Wright is nowhere near being over as she tries to find peace with the death of her son, Alfred.
He was a mama's boy. He was a mama's boy.
while being there for her other son, Savion, as he follows a dream she says Alfred helped push him toward.
He's letting me know that he feels Alfred's spirit right there with him, just, continuously encouraging him to go on and to fulfill his dream.
Rosalind says Savion first got involved with American Idol sometime before Alfred's death.
Producers from American Idol came out and did an interview at our home and, took a lot of footage. Well, Alfred was there that day. And so they had a lot of footage of him. And so Savion already knew how Alfred felt. So in his mind, this is what he was going to go and do anyway.
And the flowers bloom in springtime.
On Wednesday night's episode of American Idol, Savion dedicated a song he wrote to his late brother. And Rosalind says it was an incredibly special moment for her.
On one end, I'm crying for Alfred, and then on the other end, I'm crying for Savion. So that was...
Rosalind said on Friday one of Alfred's patients showed her a prayer he wrote for his brother Savion.
Being able to go and to fulfill his dreams, and what have you. And I just thought that was just so beautiful for her to share that with me.
And despite Alfred no longer being here on Earth, Rosalind says she knows Alfred is there with Savion every step he takes. In Jasper, Michelle Reed, KTRE, East Texas News 9.